RedWolf here, and today we're introducing a new series onto the channel for beginners to Star Wars Battlefront 2, and honestly just first-person shooters in general. If you've been playing first-person shooters for a while, a lot of this information is going to be common knowledge for you, but every day there's a new player out there just getting started, and in Star Wars Battlefront 2 especially, there are people who just don't play or haven't played shooters before. So in this video we're going to talk about aiming and how to improve it for those of you just starting out or really struggling. Now, I used to be in the Army and I have taught basic marksmanship before, however real world and digital don't always go hand in hand. If I use a term that you need clarification on, please let me know. I'm going to do my best to keep it light on the jargon. Also, this is a process and you're not going to be amazing at this overnight. It takes some time and some thinking while you play, so don't get frustrated, just keep at it and it'll eventually become second nature for you. Hit that like button so I know that this is something that you're wanting to see more of, and I'm planning to do a video like this on a regular basis to help out you new players. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe and notification button as well. It really does help, especially with the way YouTube is going to be going here soon. Let's start very basic. What is aiming or ADS? When I say ADS, I mean aim down sights. This is holding the alternate fire button on consoles or other mouse button on PC. While I think it was the right button when I played, but it's been a long time since Raven Shield. When you aim, it should bring you into a small zoom, making the target a little bit larger, and if in first person, making it look like you're actually aiming down the sights of a weapon. Now in Battlefront 2, it doesn't actually give you the iron sights, but in most games it will. There is a benefit in most games to aiming down sights, and that is it will tighten up your grouping of your shots and provide less recoil overall for the weapon. This makes it easier to control, track, and land shots on target. Also, in most games, if you kneel while shooting, it will reduce this even further, but you won't see that a whole lot in run and gun shooters like Battlefront 2 or Call of Duty. There are some disadvantages to aiming down sights as well, and that is a loss of sight lanes, since it will reduce your field of view. You don't want to be running around constantly looking down your sights, but we'll get into that later on. Now, where you're moving around the map, where you're looking and aiming is where your crosshairs are located. Generally, that's going to be the middle of the screen. When you're moving around, you want your crosshairs to be placed, in Battlefront 2 at least, parallel to the ground that you're on. So that way you'll have your crosshairs at shoulder height, not looking down at the ground or up in the air, but right at shoulder height. A lot of new players will be looking downward, since it does get the weapon out of blocking some of the view, or in this game, if you're in third person, it'll get your person out of blocking some of the view. But what happens when you do that is you have to move your sticks farther to get back on target. If you're at shoulder height, there really isn't any vertical movement you'll need to do, just left and right horizontal. So in this clip, I'm going to have my crosshairs where I see a lot of new players looking, and as you see, I have to move pretty far in order to get back on target. And now if I'm parallel to the ground, it's a small move for a headshot and only a horizontal move in order to hit the target. This will speed up your reaction time and allow you to get a few more headshots. And as you get more comfortable, you can move it slightly above parallel to ground to be aiming at the head for a headshot first. Now with that as well, if you are going up a hill or stairs, you need to adjust and place your crosshairs where the target's body is going to be. This may not be parallel to the ground depending on how steep the stairs or hill is, and once you crest the hill or stairs, you want to level out your aim. That way you're going to be able to hit anybody on top of it. Don't be walking up some stairs, staring at the step right in front of you and come back here and say, well, I was looking parallel to the ground I was on. You gotta work smarter, not harder, huh? Generally, if you're new to the game, I always recommend aiming center mass. Center mass is middle of the chest. If this is where you're aiming, your first few shots are going to hit, and spray and praying will generally net you a headshot or two. In most games, headshots are not one-hit kills with all weapons, but in games where it is, you generally want to be aiming for the head, obviously. In the games where it's not a one-shot headshot, you still need to aim towards the head in an engagement, since it'll be considered a critical hit and you'll do more damage, causing the target to go down sooner. So as you get more and more comfortable with the game, start cheating a little bit and moving it a little bit higher than parallel to ground level. That way you can get that first shot headshot. Now that we've covered where to be looking on the body, we need to cover when to be aiming in video games. So personally, I usually aim down sights every time I shoot. However, there are going to be times where hip fire is the best method. You want to be aiming down sights every time you're turning a corner and expect someone to be there. Now before you get ahead of yourself, it's not every corner in the game. After playing a while, you'll start to see trends in movements emerge. You'll see where players are normally going to be coming from, where they normally spawn in, and where they're normally going to try to hide around a corner and wait for you to pass. If you're approaching a heavy traffic area, spawn area, or a known corner camp, you want to be aiming down sights and looking at the area that the person is normally going to be. If you want to get tactical, you can start pieing the corner, but I'm not going to go into pieing here since right now it's a little bit more advanced. You also want to aim down sights if you're coming up on a popular path and think someone's going to turn the corner on you. If someone turns the corner on you and you're not aiming down sights, you need to make a quick judgment call on how far they are away from you. If the target is medium range or farther, I would recommend aiming down sights and if they are at close range, that's when you should try your hip fire. This is more of a judgment call and one that you just kind of pick up as you go along. Other times, aiming is going to be a detriment if there are multiple enemies and you're trying to move towards cover. Since when you aim down sights, your speed is slowed, you don't want to aim and try to retreat or strafe for cover if you need to get there in a hurry. Now once you get to cover, you want to aim back down sights when you're coming back out to engage. That way you're more on target and you can take one of them down quickly. So let's move on to something that probably everybody needs to know, and that's aim assist. So aim assist is different than auto aim. While it does have a sort of auto aim feature to it, it's not going to snap you right to your target regardless of the distance you're aiming from the target. In Battlefront 2, aim assist helps you track targets and make adjustments easier by slowing down or decreasing your sensitivity when you're near or on a target. Since new players tend to overshoot or overmove their sticks, this makes the larger movement of the stick much smaller. As you can see in this video, I am moving my stick all the way to the left and right, not releasing any pressure, and my movement slows when I'm on target. That is the aim assist helping me stay on point. The other thing aim assist does is when you're near the target and you aim down sights, it will snap you to the closest body part of that target. Now, this is the reason I don't really recommend using it to anyone who's played shooters or plays them often. As you can see, my aim right now is at head level. When I aim, it's going to snap down to the chest, taking the damage the round would have done to the head at 68 to a body damage of 36. However, if you're close to the head, it will snap to the head, but it's a much smaller box than it is for the rest of the body. This game will not help you track targets, as you can see here, and the snapping is only on the initial aim down sights. I hope this helps all you new players out there, and I will have more coming if there's enough interest out there for this basic information. If you're new to the game and you just want some tips, let me know. I'm here to help and have everything connected through my phone, so I can generally reply pretty quickly to any comments, unless of course I'm sleeping, at work, or with my kids. In the comment section down below, let me know how long you've been playing shooters for. My first shooter was MechWarrior 2, which was back in 1995. Yep, I'm an old man, and we've come a long way since then. This is a screenshot from the game, and look at those amazing 1995 graphics. You can check out my new videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or stop by the stream and say hi on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central. Please hit that like if this information was helpful for you, so that way I know I should continue this series, and hit that subscribe and notification button so you get informed when new videos are live. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in game.